parchments here. And some stacks of blank paper, too. What are they for? Paimon's seen this pattern before. But where? Oh, Paimon knows! It looks just like the sigil of permission the child gave you. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created the sigil of permission, it wasn't to be used as some old relic. Talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel divine powers. Maybe the Fatui are copying the sigil of permission in hopes of achieving a similar effect. Being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous. And the plot thickens. We'll need to keep an eye on Child, that's for sure. Alright, that's enough sticking around here. We gotta go meet up with Zhongli soon. The last stop on our Rite of Parting Preparations tour is Dihua Marsh. Let's go! Paimon hates being late.
I am convinced they're setting her up to be the final boss. They did just like, you know, 3 years of adventuring, 3 years of updates, and then the final zone comes and it's revealed that Paimon is the final boss. Turns out she was the evil goddess at the beginning. You fucking bet your ass it is. I think the Japanese voice acting is the worst one. Oh my god, it's that voice actress from Love is War. The Chinese one of all of them was the most enjoyable for me. Yeah, she's so nice and calm in Chinese. But in Japanese and English, it's like she's trying to kill me from inside my head with her voice. Like a screeching noise non-stop.
I myself only arrived moments ago.
Why does Zhongli always sound like he's got a fat cock?
Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive. Paimon's never seen such a fancy schmancy place before.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did you talk about with her?
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly. Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh, so you also met with Keqing then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed. If even the Liyue at SingSing don't want to face that truth, then what future is there for Liyue?
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart. Though they are both members of the SingSing. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. No ordinary person could ever achieve that. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she ever gave up the position of Tianquan, she would never give up the Jade Chamber.
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into Liyue, and that they aren't to be trusted.
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't surprise me in the least. No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui. Always be on your guard.
So, is there anything we need to get for the Rite of Parting in Dihua Marsh?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is. Today, we'll be gathering wild glaze lilies.
Glaze lilies? But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Eugene Terrace have some? Even Chingsa village has glaze lilies. Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping is always tending to flowers. Maybe we could ask her.
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. They won't do it all. Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. It is a sort of joyful flower that listens to human song. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. But the war caused landslides, and the land was flooded, turning it into the marsh you see now. Nearly all. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. But very few people know that glaze lilies may still be found in the wild. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies and place the powder in a censer of everlasting incense. But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. That's correct. Your singing will surely bring out the strongest fragrance from the flowers.
So how good is your singing? Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
We'll only know once he starts singing.
All the karaoke lessons in Yakuza for this moment.
It's time to sing whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da
Da, 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sing a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Wheeler? Take off. Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper flower. Strange. These petals look interesting. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these petals.
Well, that's nice and all, but will those petals be useful for the rite of parting?
Unfortunately, no.
That's so lame.
Excuse me.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Are you searching for glaze lilies?
She's not even trying to cover them.
Oh, hey, it's... What's-her-face?
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised you still remember my name.
Never seen before in my life.
That reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Holy shit.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really did forget to tell them.
What the
Something seems
fuck?
a little off about Ganyu. She's acting different from the first time we met. Where's her serious attitude now?
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan. But now, I am simply out on a stroll to see the flowers.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers? Why not just enjoy the gardens of the city?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. If I strolled through those lonely gardens now, I wouldn't be able to bear it. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the windows to block my view of the gardens.
Oh, sorry. We shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's quite all right. I just haven't processed my emotions yet. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already passed before Rex Lapis. It's truly a changing of the guard. Yes, Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from
asked?
2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. He is merely 500 years old, whereas Rex Lapis was more than 6,000 years old at the time of his passing. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from
didn't
the
even
moment
say
it
a
was
word.
first
I just
founded
greeted her.
3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this farewell?
Huh? This is a little sudden. As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepti has now reached its end.
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary.
What the fuck? She has
for the
horns?
Well.
What the fuck? She does have horns.
Save that conversation for another day.
I never looked that far
You
up.
say that you are here looking for glaze lilies? I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found. See, I've just picked one myself. Here.
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too. Thanks, Gunyu.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, I never thought that I would be able to contribute to the upcoming farewell for our ancient lord. If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than one.
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort. And once business is at full steam, the stress of it all only wears away at you over time. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now. What happened? The city gate is swarming with milk.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wengsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume. The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. I've heard that some members of the SingSing have already gone to meet them. Well, I say meet, but it's more like they're attempting to stall the Adepti outside the city. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the SingSing. They only acknowledge the contracts of the Geo-Archon. If the two sides come to blows, Liyue Harbor will be in no position to stop them.
Surely the Liu at SingSing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millelith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tabs on us? That's the SingSing for you. Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please understand that your actions will reflect on us. Don't let anyone catch you off guard.
It looks like things are about to boil over in Liyue Harbor.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword to turn the balance? Neither path is an easy one.
No. No
Oh,
one
by the
is
way,
really
Mr.
easy.
Zhongli, we've heard that the Wangsheng funeral parlor has also been caught up in all of this. They're currently squaring off with the authorities at the gates.
Things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle things back at Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. I hope that Master Hu has been able to keep things under control for the moment. Consider your next course of action carefully, Traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
Whew. Having connections with the Fatui seems to be quite the double-edged sword. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse?
Ginger guy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. If there's anyone that wants to see the whole city turned upside down, it's definitely him. He must be waiting for the moment when no one is watching to do something really bad. But where could we find him now? Where would he go at a time like this?
Follow me. I have no idea, by the way. Ay, 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 ay. Why is Kaya still dead? Ah, fuck it, dude. Do I resume? Ah, do I waste one less item on him?
Let the show begin!
What's the hurry?
China is angry because Zhongli isn't OP, even though he's supposed to be China's Archon? Anti-patriotic? Really?
Let the show begin!
Would they be mad about Venti too then? Isn't Venti supposed to be German? His town is called Mondstadt! Recommended party level 30. Mondstadt! Mondstadt!
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And so full of Mora!
Oh, that's all money? Holy shit!
This is where all of Teyvat's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. Back to business. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding something as important as the Exuvia. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Paimon smells trouble trouble. Quick, we have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
Kaya ya 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 ya. Kaya ya 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 ya.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble for today?
Huh? Who there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god of Geo would mysteriously perish the very moment I arrived in Liyue, and that the Exuvia would subsequently be hidden away? If it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together, it would have taken me a whole lot longer to get the information I needed. Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The SingSing are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
How many people batting Singon get wrecked by a whale?
You think I'm
As
gonna
one
die
of
in
the
this
11
fight?
Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped that stage to begin with. But I'm willing to do as the Tsaritsa deems fit. Either way,
Sup
we
chat
now come to my
Dr.
favorite
here.
part.
What's
A
your
simple
favorite
pleasure,
food?
and one
Please
that I
type
am
it with your
oh so
elbow.
delighted
Like
to
a
be
Dr.
sharing
Egg for the
with you.
47?
The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize
I
her
have
mission,
no idea why
weigh
he's telling
the
me this.
outcomes, and consider the consequences of her actions. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger lies in crossing blades with strong opponents.
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever happen again!
Oh, so you intend to
I think
fight
he's
me?
just lonely.
Good. I won't kill you, Traveler. I'll just play along, to feel the thrill of battle. Besides, you could never defeat me, not even in your wildest dreams. But hey, try to relish the fight anyway, because if you ask me, without that, what else is there? Fighting talk, I love it.
I didn't
Now
say
let's
a
see you
word.
live up to it. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. You've got a trick or two. Good. No wonder Signora was so rare in view. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Still talking. I lost?
Bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get.
Who's this character even?
Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing this to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected. Well Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now. I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Did he get wider?
But this is going to cost you!
Power of the credit card. 5 stars. Maxed out.
Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose?
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
Take it from you.
We didn't take it!
Yep, it's like all the other bosses in the games. They are not made for ranged combat. All their movesets are tuned for melee combat. So if you play ranged, everything just misses.
Look! Child's back to normal again!
Well then, time to cool off.
It's the same for the dog, it's the same for the dragon, and the same for this
It
guy.
seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of
You
beating
think I'm
me to the Gnosis.
over-geared? I have 2 blue pieces and a level 0 piece.
You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you! We didn't take it!
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend.
We can't
Even
be
if our
friends
friendship
after you
can
just
only be
attacked
shown
me
in
like
battle
that.
against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable conversation to an end.
Bruh.
My quest still beckons.
If it were up to me, I would be here breaking every single bone in his fucking
Given
body.
that the Gnosis wasn't taken by
And he
anyone,
gets carried away like a
then we
vegetable.
must look once again to the beginning. Perhaps it was never in the Exuvia to begin with. In fact, it might be that the Exuvia was just a diversion of sorts.
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the least. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Gee, I wonder if it's Zhongli.
backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this. I absolutely detest working with those who are weaker than I. The truth is, the world belongs to those of us who desire to become strong. I seldom willingly mingle with any dull and boring weaklings who think otherwise. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables sometime.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osile, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the Geo-Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained pinned beneath the waves by the Geo-Archon's stone spears ever since. If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, defenseless without the protection of its deity.
Why is he telling me this?
Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch the ensuing destruction?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How can an ancient god appear in a world now overseen by the Seven?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears for a time should be no obstacle. Using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely against my principles. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo-Archon to show its hand, but you as well, that makes matters a little more intriguing.
I forgot how bad the writing was in this game. But every time I play a story quest, it reminds me. Yeah, the writing is pretty fucking bad.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
It's like they have 10 out of 10 art,
He's already
10 out of 10 music,
That guy is fast.
decent voice acting overall, I'd say. And then the writing is like like a 2 out of 10. Like what the fuck happened? Look at this shit. It looks amazing. What, a Hydra? It's not about being translated badly. It's also just how they present the plot.
If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying
It's like,
over just
here,
as
I'm
we're
a
getting
villain,
out of the
and here's my
golden house,
entire plan I'm
we
gonna
really
explain you for
wouldn't have
30
known
minutes.
which way to go. Do we
Like,
make
come on,
it
man.
now? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in
They
the
couldn't think
sea?
of any other way of showing me the
Destroyed
plot.
Liyue yet, has it?
What?
It's just like a 30-minute of exposition. Shota?
Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Qixing. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now.
Is that a fucking
and
bird?
unite against this common enemy.
Oh, these fuckers.
Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? So will the power of the Qixing, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
Oh my god, fucking, her tits are just bigger than her entire torso. Like, look at that. It's like 30% bigger. Like, how is that even possible? They almost extend towards her shoulders. What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, what?
All of you were supposed to be the guardians of Liyue. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
What the fuck? The bird just spoke.
Huh?
The Qixing did once research the matter of the Guizhong ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, One who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest
Bitch, you a bird!
thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Wait, am I fighting? Or is it... no. Fucking ninjutsu. What the fuck? What the fuck? Americans!
Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go up too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you, one wishes to witness.
Let's move. Freeze!
Spawn there next, no? One each. Ah! Motherfuckers! Let's cycle here again. Is sightseeing or what's this quest?
That is Osial's divine power. I am here. Be careful not to get hit.
Oh, yeah. It was just the entire screen. Be careful to not get hit, by the way.
The Fatui!
Oh shit.
Are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Oh, blood. What is happening?
This one will be frozen in time.
There are so many Fatui too!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Oh!
Fräulein. Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the tire Julian cars! Whoa, it's a Madam Pink shockwave! This granny's really strong!
I have no idea what's happening.
I miscalculated.
Am I supposed to be getting a buff or something? I don't see shit.
This
blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Gunny's like in a fight!
Brilliant!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Wait, did I get move speed even? I can barely tell the difference. It's like 20% faster or something.
Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Time for takeoff. Brace yourself.
My duty. Shouldn't get careless.
Time for takeoff.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Oh?
Time for takeoff. Over here. Shadow Ranger.
Freeze!
Looks like I went too far.
Time for takeoff. Brace yourself.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Oh. You live.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
As much as I want to really enjoy the story with all the nice graphics, animation, gameplay, and music, I can't help but cringe at the writing and storytelling sometimes. It's just time.
Thank you, me for the 5. Yep, the writing and the storytelling and the characters' motivation, they're all so bad. And it's such a shame because all the other things are really high tier.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
There was a bomb in there?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade.
How can you talk?
The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time.
Oh dear.
It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely have been in great jeopardy.
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which we came.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income in preparation for building the Jade Chamber. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue SingSing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least
looking
some
forward to any of the
recognition,
Genshin
don't you agree?
characters coming out
Back
in
in
the
that
next
case,
couple
722?
months?
Nope. The thing about characters is that you need to spend a lot of money for them to be better than what I have right now. Nothing is gonna beat my C5 visual unless I also boost them up to like C5 whatever. So there's no character I'm ever gonna want in the future.
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us. We cannot yield to your wishes.
Oh?
What the fuck? How can he speak?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years ago. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. This is truly no small feat. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
I think Mahmoud still spends money on Genshin. He just spent 500 on Zhongli. And I think he daily refills too on his resin.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I think he spent another 500 on the fire lolly girl. I forgot her name.
I mean no
The one with the
offense.
bombs.
I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new
Yeah,
light.
Clay.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we SingSing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the SingSing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of SingSing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak.
Jesus
I could only gaze
Christ,
at
that
him in
side
silence until
profile.
the moment
Oh
I
my
awoke.
goodness.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to
Oh
say?
my god, the bird too. The side profile.
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past.
Who is she even?
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such.
Of course you're laughing stock, you're a bird.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so
Chang Chang.
Terraria mod with
Didn't we
Karn at
just
some
beat
point.
that big monster?
Like Yoda King Cole for the 39. Whenever he's ready, man, he's playing Pui non-stop.
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Let this kid and soldier into this talk with gods.
Huh?
Why is this kid even here?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus.
This bitch doesn't know if we were 5 minutes late, the entire town was dead.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter.
Fuck.
Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Mahmoud playing Dark Souls?
Around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place.
I am
Wouldn't you say
feeling
so, Cloud Retainer?
a viewer party stream of watching Mahmoud play Dark Souls.
Your line
A stream
of
within a
inquiry
stream.
is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave.
I wanna fight the world boss first.
Yes, one understands what the
Apparently the
Conqueror
story
of
version is nerfed, right? Because people were like,
The city of
it's
Liyue
too
has
hard!
changed much after our long separation.
Wee! Nerf the boss!
One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition.
The thing is, I didn't even get to see the boss fight. I just kinda killed him within my skills.
Fair enough. Away we shall, and return whence we came.
I didn't get to see the full moveset.
Since we Adepti have
That's why I liked
consensus,
watching Rhea play
then
the game,
one
because
shall
she showed me
persist
like
no
all the full
further.
movesets of the bosses.
But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once we depart? In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision is best left to the people of Liyue.
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh?
If I were Adepti, I'd just fucking kill all the humans. There's no way you let that fester.
Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing.
Why not Adepti like... They're like demigods, right?
Child wanted to unleash the
Demi-humans.
god, but we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on
Yeah,
our
fuck
own.
it, dude. You just get all the other Adepti together, and you just wipe out humanity. Fuck it.
Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death, too? Paimon doesn't get
Alright,
it.
where do I do the boss? Here. Is this also like a weekly boss or what? Enter the golden house.
Isn't the strongest lead we have the Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone.
Current party level is lower than
Gym
recommended.
funeral parlor.
What did I use to refill? Oh, I didn't refill yet. Show my official build. The official is simple. I simply build damage.
This opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle. Not bad, not bad. Guess I should take you more seriously.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Raging tide!
It's like a shitty Power Ranger transformation.
Your strength is praiseworthy. I too shall use all of mine.
My official is not overgeared for the world level, dude. Not even a joke. I'm still using 2 Berserker pieces and a level 0 piece. How do I skip? S? Click, E, F, space. Oh, squashy.
Freeze! As you wish. Freeze!
You're a cut above.
Gladiator's intoxication. Physical damage, attack crit rate. Please crit damage on 4. Oh, blood. Oh, suka. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, you can do 4 stars now. Oh, nice. If it gets crit damage, I'm maxing this shit out. fuck! Crit damage! Motherfucking piece of shit garbage. Thank you, Wood 5 for the 48. It could have been so good. You know how hard it is to find the physical damage ones? It's like 1 in 6 chance or some shit. I would have used it if I got crit damage on it, yeah.
I'm afraid that Wangsheng funeral parlor isn't in the best state to receive guests.
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
I'll probably still max it.
Unfortunately,
And hope that
Zhongli
crit rate
isn't
goes
here
up.
at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could only mean more trouble. We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Let's see, what are the other stats? Oh, I really need crit damage though. It disappeared. Oh, let's see. Nah, I'm not maxing this, man. Look at that garbage. Defense, attack, flat attack. This is XP food.
The key here is consumer psychology.
The only way this item becomes good if it rolls crit rate 4 times. And then I actually have 100% crit, I think. Actually, I don't, because I lose 12% from not using Berserkers. But yeah, those odds.
You call this cooperation?
Oh my god, who is that?
Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Oh my goodness!
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey!
What the fuck?
Child! And you're also one of the Harbingers?
It's you
What?
two.
What?
I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child.
What
There'll
the
be
fuck?
plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind, The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee. For my promise is solid as stone.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the Lord of Chio? No, wait. That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Lyra goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. I witnessed the founding of Liyue, together with the Adepti 3,700 years ago. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer, so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly seemed to have lost its meaning. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course, and it would have been all too easy for him too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they manage to cooperate with the Qixing, but in the end, they even tried to understand the heart of the people. And hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her colleague Child, just as I had requested. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me, Traveler. These things were all a part of my script. The only unforeseen plot twist was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done, they seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the subsequent power vacuum left by my death to quickly gain complete control of Liyue.
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all.
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this. Wreaking
Oh my
havoc
god, they're
and
trying to
turning the city
escape.
upside down.
Look at that.
The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo
Like two perfect peaches.
Liyue would never have been able to become a dazzling diamond of a city.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight?
Like teardrops.
Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with a Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty.
What's the thing
Tsaritsa.
behind her?
Come,
I
child.
think that's her weapon. Like it shapes into probably like a bow or something, who knows?
Ah, fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Oh.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade. Paimon has no idea what could be a good trade for a Gnosis.
Realistically speaking, there is no such thing.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal was of no benefit, then I certainly would not be inclined to agree to it. My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. My contract to end all contracts. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
No, wait. Look around for free shit first. Oh, this is the bank place. I wonder if that chest ever respawned. That doesn't look like a normally open chest. But I have to check anyway. It's a fucking bait.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
I never know where the normal entrance for this place is. I always end up doing this. There's a regular path somewhere. Oh, it's here. Fuck. Oh shit. Ah, press E to loot.
Oh, well, since we're going through with this rite of parting, I guess it means that those rumors hit the nail on the head.
So Rex Lapis is really... But they didn't catch the culprit,
The
did they?
ranch rang.
Oh, come on.
Bigfoot
Do you
at
think that the
Dajao.
assassin could have been a normal person? You know what I think? I don't think any of the gossip on the streets you hear from those shady types is worth anything. There's only one real possibility in my mind. I've heard that the assassin was that Fatui fellow. Youngish, pretty high in rank. I think they called him Child.
Framed.
Fatui? They certainly are very suspicious. Who knows what those greedy, crooked folks...
Shh! Lower your voice.
If the Fatui catch you in their sights, Rex Lapis won't be around to protect you this time.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. Yes, it's very possible indeed. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us. Look, the Millilith over there looks like he's about to make an announcement. Let's hear what the Ministry of Civil Affairs has to say first.
Hear ye all, the SingSing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. This is common knowledge. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must they face divinely appointed trials. Rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that Rex Lapis was murdered. Now, let the truth be revealed. Having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial heights. He beseeches the people of Liyue to grieve not and to let not their hearts be saddened. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless
There's like
speculation.
3 people here.
Paimon needs a translation on what the SingSing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds like something they just made up on the spot. Could the SingSing already have known that Rex Lapis wasn't dead? But Zhongli said that neither they nor the Adepti knew anything. Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like the rite of parting has been going on for a while now. Let's go have a look.
I still don't know what the gnosis is. Like the heart of the god or something?
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
Source of their power. And he just gave it away like that? Alright.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Jesus Christ.
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue SingSing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa.
Her.
Well, could you help me put up
Wait,
some missing person
what?
posters?
Did he just speak? What? Also, he just mentioned the 2 main quests. Looking for my twin sister. But first, we save the Mondstadt and Liu.
Ah, Rex Lapis. Oh, Rex Lapis. Now that I think about it, if everyone's of the same mind as me, perhaps mementos for Rex Lapis might be the best short-term business opportunity.
And to think I'd put my best perfume on before coming here, thinking you'd like it. But it seems as if those perfumes really were meant to be offered to Rex Lapis. Well, that's fine. Suffer no rivals in love, they say. And that's 3 gone in 1 stroke.
She can do 3 in 1 stroke?
As for the mortals and Adepti of Liyue, what shape shall our relationship take from now on?
Bitch, what?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex Lapis again. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the 2 of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Xinyue kiosk.
That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some 3rd round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinyue kiosk. Are you sure you can afford it?
You're right. I do lack the Mora.
But why would Morax lack Mora?
As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon, so I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora
Just
as and when
make
you wanted
Mora.
to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange money or goods. We also exchange knowledge, memories, and foresight, as well as positions, roles, and lives.
Wait, lives?
The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Zhongli could, no matter how many times he descended to be with his people. I must thank you for that. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli, traveling the streets of Liyue with you. That is true. But there is no journey that does not end. No meetings without partings.
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our search for the 7.
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. Yes, the nation has been closed by order of its deity, the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis, she too goes by another name among locals in Inazuma.
Paimon thinks we've heard heard that one before. Raiden?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the shogun of the Inazuma Bakufu,
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't
Say it
you
even
know
louder.
something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
it's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often bemoan their lack of power. But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods
Thank
will
you,
look
Kid over
upon them
29.
with favor.
Hello to you too, dude. Good morning.
This is what visions are. Magical foci bestowed upon those who have been acknowledged by the gods.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes, it was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of a statue of the 1,000-armed, 100-eyed god.
1,000-armed, 100-eyed god. Make him Abu Jolt for the 12 months, dude.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Anemo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm.
It's Paimon!
The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods, and of these, eternity is nearest unto heaven. All right then. Was there anything else you... Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some serendipity must first come into play.
Job done! And then 2 new quests opened up. Or 1? Oh, he has a quest too? Across the sea. Let's do this one first. Oh, there's another quest down there. No more Yakuza, dude. It's already done. Finished.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?